look at some of the things you may be doing wrong, changing out manways, handholes, things that will cause you to have a leak mid-season. Obviously, we don't want that to happen when the boiler's under pressure. The importance of handholes and manways is obvious. When we take a boiler down for inspection, we've got to remove these to get visual verification of the condition inside the boiler. We need to remove them to flush maybe part of the boiler. But how we put them back is pretty important, or we're not going to make it through the year.
It's time for your weekly boiler tip.
If we look at this manway, there's some visual indicators to why it might leak. Because really a manway is a three-part system. We've got the cover, we've got the ring that it mounts within, and we've got a gasket. And if we don't have those aligned and we don't have those properly prepared, we're going to have problems. You can tell by the imprint of the ring here the actual width of the ring inside the boiler. And as we look at this manway, we can see at this end we weren't fully compressed on the gasket. We had a third or so of the ring that didn't actually have a gasket surface on it. And so that limits our compression range. And so the unevenness of the seating of this is going to be a problem. So we're going to look at how to fix that. If we look at the surface of this manway cover, we can see some very minor pitting. And that is not going to be as much of a problem if we're using a soft rubber gasket, because it can take up a lot of those voids. But if we don't fix a manway immediately when we see a leak, or as soon as practically possible, we can actually get cutting, channels cut into this from the escaping steam, because we get a cycle of corrosion and steam velocity, and we can cut this. So at some point, if this is cut too much, we're going to replace this whole cover. And good news is it's not one of a kind. These are readily available. Just give us a call, we'll get you taken care of. But in any case, surface preparation is key when we put a new gasket in, when we reassemble it. So we want to inspect this surface. We also want to inspect the interior of the ring on the pressure vessel to make sure there's no grooves or cuts there. That portion is a little harder to fix, but they actually can be machined in place and resurfaced, which we sometimes have to do if a manway hasn't been fixed quickly enough.